In this episode of the Jon Jon Happy Hour, we reveal the results of the first two ASMR games and more shit that I heard this week. Let's do this.
Recording live from the Jon Jon & Company studio in Denver, Colorado, the Jon Jon Happy Hour. Now here's your host, the friend you didn't know you needed, Jon Jon Lannen.
Oh my god, hi, and welcome to the Jon Jon Happy Hour. Oh, how exciting. Oh, that's that intro music, and of course there's no live producer. That was a robot. Welcome you guys to the Jon Jon Happy Hour numero 7. Of course, I like to welcome you guys back to the Happy Hour, which is, of course, the most inconsistent show on the internet since 2008. Guys, I'm thrilled to be back here on Twitch at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you are in other standard times, please let me know in the chat, because I think that's very interesting. Remember, we're going to be here on Twitch every single Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Shout out to Sam. Oh, Sam and Omar are into Chizat. Let's get this chat popping too. I want to make sure that we get it engaged. And you guys get yours up in this podcast. So for those of you guys listening live, thank you guys for joining me. And those of you who are listening after the fact on the podcasting platforms, thank you as well. Every Sunday, like I said, we're going to be starting here about 5 p.m. We'll have some music, some real cool electronic music, as you heard. Wow, innovative. And we'll get this episode started usually around 5 minutes after. And as I mentioned in the last episode, right, we are in the midst of social distancing. So I want to make sure that we have a fun thing to do. And why not do this every single Sunday at 5 o'clock? So that's what we're doing. Shit. So welcome, you guys. So let's see. Oh, we got some viewers up in here. As some of you guys may have known or heard in the past happy hours, this show actually started back in the day on a platform called Blog Talk Radio. And that was a platform where a ton of different online radio hosts got together and did these shows. I was one of them, and I did this Jon Jon Happy Hour with a logo from PowerPoint. Yes. And then I obviously left that platform for a lot of different reasons. And then we started a live show, which El Pity helped me produce, which was really, really fun. And of course, a whole bunch of you guys have been to that show as well. In case you guys see me veering off with my eyes in the live stream, I'm actually looking outside. There's a black cat named Luca who's just gallivanting in the outdoors. Which I'm kind of jealous of, because us humans cannot do that due to social distancing. Bam! I also have my little bell here, in case I wink. Perfect! Now, you guys, every week, you guys know we do shout-outs on the show. So this week, I want to do a very special shout-out to my fam bam! Oh my god, let's do an air horn. How fun. I want to give a shout out to Jeanette and Alex. I want to give a shout out to Mark and Kai. And of course, my mom and dad. I think they are watching actually tonight, which is really, really fun. They must be so proud that I'm doing something here in quarantine. And just like last week during Easter, I am fully dressed, y'all. I got jeans on. I got tennies on. And I got a nice jacket. Wait, are you dumb, bitch? It's a shirt. Everyone's like, yeah, we know. And of course, shout out goes to my boo thing, Alex. Oh, my mom said love you in the chat. Love you too, Mom. And of course, Alex and my doggy Cookie and my kitty cat Kush. Oh, how cute. Remember, folks, you guys can get engaged in the conversation right here on the Twitch channel, like I mentioned, or hashtag JJHH all over social media. Now, while you guys are there, you guys can follow me at Jon Jon Lannen. There you'll see a gaggle of my gay tweets. And you can even vote on show segments. And so speaking of show segments, it's time for... Oh my god. That's the intro for the ASMR game. Let's listen to it again. It's Darth Vader. That's nice. So to remind you guys, the ASMR game is a game in which I eat food here live on the podcast, and you guys guess on my Twitter feed what I'm actually eating. So here is the rundown. I eat things, you guys figure out what it is, you guys vote or use the chat here, and you guys let me know who not who I'm eating, hopefully. Yum, get in my belly. No, it would be what I am eating. That's right. So let's get into the clip of the thing that I was eating last week. Now, some of you guys may know Jon Jon Happy Hour 6, which was the last week's episode, was lost, like the TV show. So it is nowhere to be found anywhere on the interwaves. So I have to do a couple of recaps from episode 5 and 6 that some of you may not have heard. So we're going to listen to episode 5's ASMR game, which was this one. Crunchy.
You got it? Okay. For good measure, I'm gonna give you a little bit more.
No one wanted it.
It's so delicious. I'm gonna take one more. Okay, here we go. Another bite.
Bitch, how many bites you gonna take? God, I'd be taking so many bites. Y'all, one more. One more. Oh, she's so chubby and funny. All right, so I did the Twitter poll, and Twitter thought that the first choice, I asked what you guys thought I was eating, and the first choice was chips. And chips got 29%. I think that was a good guess, right? There's, you got the little bag opening and then like a crunch and munch situation. We also had 7% voting for popcorn on that one. And then we have 14% for granola bar, another crunchy one. It depends what kind of granola bar, right? I don't really like fucking granola bars or oatmeal, for the record. Tangent. Let's focus. And then 50% of you thought that it was a fortune cookie. As I revealed last week, the hint was if you continually give, you will continually have. And that, my friends, was not a nice poem by me. That was actually inside of a fortune cookie. So for the 50% of you, ladies and gentlemen... That was not the audience sound effect. For the 50% of you, ladies and gentlemen, you guys got it right. It was fortune cookie. Okay, and then last week we did another episode, and I was munching on something, and we didn't get to vote because, again, I don't have the audio for that one because it was lost. So I'm going to reveal right now what it was that I was eating. If you guys were here last week, feel free to chime in on the chat what I was eating. It was a little bit of crunchy. There was some bag situation. But here, ladies and gentlemen, I was eating Apple Jacks. That is, again, not the audience. Apple Jacks. I loves it. So, you see. Mm-hmm. And then I went. So that is the situation. So, very exciting. So now we are back for another edition of Darth Vader. Hopefully I don't get sued by like Lucasfilm or Disney. I can't be doing that. I'm telling you. The birds, I know, the fucking birds here, guys, again. Dirk? That should be just the theme song of the entire podcast, I would say. So anyway, so here we go. So I'm going to chew on some things. I'm going to go off camera. You guys can see my beautiful decor behind me while I do that. And then you guys are going to guess. You guys can guess right now, but I will also have a poll up on my Twitter, hashtag JJHH or twitter.com/Jon Jon Lannen. No H's, bitch. Okay, here we go. I'm going to grab this little thing to eat and my microphone, and I will leave. Bye. Ow. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Wouldn't that be funny if you guys can all still see me? Okay. I'm tending to forget that this is also going to be... Okay, I need to shut up. Here's the game. Okay. Ooh, double wrapped. For goodness sake. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to chew upon it. Oh, that was good. Mm-hmm. That's just my heavy breathing. That's not an effect of the food. Okay. I'm gonna kind of smack. This is very improper, but no one can see me except for the neighbors. Sorry, Luca the cat. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. I probably should not eat the entire thing. Okay. Do you see the things that I do for this podcast? My God, I'm such a giver. My word. Jokes! All right, here we go, audience. Laugh for me and clap. So, folks, I will post that on my social media. You guys will guess what in the hell I was eating. All right, so it's going to be easy. I don't see any guesses here in this very poppin' chat. But, folks, that was... Oh, that was a button. Hopefully you guys can't see any remnants of the food in my mouth. And for those of you guys listening, like I said, later, sorry about it. You guys could have really enjoyed me eating off camera. Ha ha! Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have lots of fun stuff coming up in the show. You guys remember I have a new segment I call Shit That I Heard This Week, which is going to be really, really fun, which is going to be news, literal shit that I heard, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay. Now, you guys can get engaged in the conversation. Hashtag JJHH all over social media. And now, let's get into my favorite segment of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Shit that I heard this week. Shit that I heard this week.
Oh, so good. That's T-Pain. Just kidding. That's Jon Jon. Okay, let's listen to it again.
Shit that I heard this week. Shit that I heard this week.
That's so nice. That is so nice. So you guys remember last week we talked about this huge thing going on right now in Colorado specifically. People are leaving their homes at 8 p.m. at night and going into the streets of Colorado. Denver proper. And I talked to some of my family outside of Denver as well, and they're saying this is happening. They're going out and howling. That's right. Literal motherfucking howling. Oh, like hoofs. You guys know that the Italians, right? They sang from their balconies. The Spanish people, this was kind of great. They all took outside to exercise, so that was good, or inside, which might have been more healthy. And of course, Coloradans took to the streets to howl. Isn't that wonderful? Now, it does sound really fucking insane. And I was kind of dogging it a little bit last week, but I just found out that it is actually for a good cause. So I'm hearing in the press that it's for the healthcare workers to like unite and, things like that. So, and the creator actually said, so I looked this up because I'm like, this can't be a thing. And then sure enough, it's totally a thing. And they're saying, the creator states, people are howling because they've lost someone. Okay, I'm not laughing. Sorry. I just laugh at really awkward situations. Okay, sorry. Let's try that again. People are howling because they've lost someone, to relive stress, to support people on the front lines. They're howling for Trans Day of Visibility, Autism Awareness Day. So we are howling for a lot of different things, it seems. So that's good. Right. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that it had like some meaning behind it. I just thought people were acting like hooligans in the streets of Colorado, which I'm not sure if that's happening now nationally. I know it's happening in like the rural parts of Colorado, because that's like where my family be living. They're farm folk, Tiger King. I'm just kidding. They're not really. They're more like Turkey Kings. Oh, Lord, just cracking myself up here. Okay. Now, that was the very first thing. Now, the second thing that I heard this week, you guys, is you guys know I'm a huge WWE fan, okay? And it looks like, look, I'm getting some intel here live. We have something very similar here in California. This is Sam. We live near the marina, and every night at 7 p.m., the boat owners honk their horns. It's a sign of unity. Okay, honk, honk. That's what I got. Honk, honk. Oh, how cool. So maybe this is happening. If you guys are in other parts of the country, let me know what noises what noises we're doing for unity. Yeah, I'm very curious. I wonder how the howling started. I didn't read the entire article, but I digress. See, this is also the exciting part for those of you listening on the podcast platforms. If you listen live, you guys can see literally this intel happening live here on the spot. Oh, my heavenly Father. Now, the next thing that I heard this week, folks, is I mentioned I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I love the WWE. Some may know it as the WWF, right? The World Wrestling Federation or World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, Sorry, we have to jump back to the to the howling and the boat honking. Apparently, they do nothing in Texas, and that is intel directly from my sister. Thank you, Jeanette, on the ground reporter, reporting that nothing is occurring in Texas for Unity. Oh, that seems so fitting, actually. Okay, so back to WWE. WWE has been deemed by Florida an essential business. That's right, folks. So the WWE professional wrestling has been deemed an essential business. Now, according to this NPR article, folks, the World Wrestling Entertainment resumed its live televised shows Monday at its facility in Orlando without fans present. Now, that's been traditional. They've been doing some taped versions as well. I think WrestleMania was pre-taped as well prior to the weekend, and they did that as well. Now, here was the official order. Now, the order says employees at a professional sports and media production with a national audience are exempt from a stay-at-home order as long as the location is closed to the general public. So I guess that part is good. So as long as they prevent the general public to come to the events, I guess that's okay. Now we put other people at risk, such as the employees, the Razzlers, the commentators, the staff, etc. So you just wonder if that's the right thing to do. I'm not sure. The selfish part of me really enjoys the fact that wrestling is still occurring. However, I will tell you it's a completely different shift watching wrestling without an audience. And I would imagine the same thing would occur if we had NFL or MLB or NBA, right? Those are acronyms, y'all, for sports. Bitch. Bam. We're the audience. And so the truth is, I think it's odd, but I do enjoy it. But I do think these people need time off. I think the people need to be social distancing. I've been pretty vocal about that on my social medias, along with this podcast. But that's just that. Let me know what you guys think. Should wrestling be happening? And do you think, as a whole, is wrestling an essential business? I'm not sure that it is. So I'm gonna stand my ground on that. All right. So that was, ladies and gentlemen, another thing. Ding. Ooh, that winking is hard. Now, the next thing that is hot on everyone's mind, of course, is money. Now, the stimulus checks are occurring. We know that checks for millions of Americans is a key part of the $2.2 trillion, folks, stimulus bill. Now, that started to roll out this week. Some people have already gotten their money. Now, that's between unemployment, people who need the money, all that other stuff, rent, etc. So a lot of different people are using the stimulus money for various different things. And for those of you that don't know, the IRS will send approximately $1,200 to payments, $1,200 payments to individuals with adjusted gross income below $75,000, and they're going to send $2,400 to married couples filing jointly who are under $150,000. So long as you make under $75,000, you should be getting this $1,200 stimulus check, and or have already. I know I've already gotten a stimulus check already in the direct deposit. They will also pay the government will also pay $500 for a qualifying child, y'all. So if you got a child, claimed or unclaimed, claim that shit because you could get $500. That's of course a joke. Don't be doing nothing fraudulently, but you get $500 for a child. So that the money should automatically appear in your bank accounts if you have filed your taxes the last 2 years. So that's 2018 or 19. So you guys should be getting that. They do say here. They're sending them to eligible people right now, and you guys can get all the information on irs.gov. I cannot believe that I am doing content where I just plugged irs.gov. But it's very important, you guys. I think this money is vital to a lot of people out there. And for some people, it's just a little bit of a bonus as well. So I think this is really, really good. But that, folks, was the final thing. Bam. So what do you guys think? So how should people be spending this stimulus money? I know there's a lot of other relief systems happening as well, especially for small businesses. As you guys know, I am a small business owner. Boom. I don't know if I'm pointing to the Jon Jon & Co. I don't know. But I am a small business owner, and various different cities are doing small business grants as well. And I know they're focusing on a relief program for small businesses, but that is to come. But I'm curious, what are you guys spending? If you guys are receiving those stimulus checks, what are you guys spending them on? And I think obviously the most obvious one is bills. Bills. Groceries. Okay. Rent, car payments, the vital things, no doubt about it. But say that's covered. What should this money be utilized for? Should you be pumping it back into the economy by, literally shopping? I've put a little bit of that money into the stock market. Is that a wise move? Some people are like, no, girl. But it will bounce back. That is inevitable. Now, other folks are saying, oh my God, live intel, folks, a vacation. So I see here our Ryan Presnell, shout out to you, girl. A vacay. So a lot of people are saying vacay as well. So if you don't necessarily need the money directly, what exactly do you buy? We have more intel here. Some folks are saying that you would buy plants. I would agree. That's my sister. I would buy plants. Now, I'm not sure how big of an investment a vacation or plants are, folks. Although I would question plants are a huge piece of investment to our oxygen and our future. So that's a thing. And vacation, right? If you're not sane, how are you going to be there for anyone else, folks? So I do think both of those are some solid pieces of advice. But let me know. I'm very, very curious what you all are spending this stimulus money on, or just an extra piece of money. The other thing, I'm curious, a lot of people I know have had, are lucky in the sense that we've had the privilege of working from home. And I use that word privilege I use it in italicized, okay, folks? So it's really, really great. But again, so finances are still coming in. Some might be different. But I'm curious, those $1,200 checks, because you could do a lot. You could do a lot with $1,200, okay? Now, I don't know how sustainable $1,200 is for, like livelihood and your life. For me, not much, because rent in Denver is very expensive. If you're listening, Governor Polis, please address that. But yeah, I'm quite curious. I've spent very, very little of it because I am I'm like a doomsday bunker person, and I just got to save it in the event of a rainy day, So I'm not sure, but I do like these pieces of advice. I might buy a plant and take a vacation. I'm not sure. But folks, let me know. You guys can keep this conversation going from now until next Sunday at hashtag JJHH, like I said, all over social media. Now, I'm also going to be doing some live streams on Twitch throughout this week. I'm going to be playing some Fortnite. I might do a couple more happy hours. But this format of happy hour will be dedicated to Sundays at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that's that, folks. Remember, I'm so happy to be back here on the interwaves with you guys. I love you guys so much for joining me. The chat was popping today, so thank you guys again for joining me. This is going to be a huge help for the Twitch affiliate program that I'm looking to get into. So this engagement is wunderbar. Again, I want to thank you guys all for listening and joining me here for the 7th edition of the Jon Jon Happy Hour. My name is Jon Jon. Until next time, I love you. Ta-ta.